Shalom, all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect. Bashem Rachach Wadash. My name is Jacob from Plaintables Camp. It's the apostle reviewing the apostles video. It says, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles. And these are look like he's looking at, thank you, Lord, for making DJ Trump king of Babylon. All right, so let's listen in.
Spiritual back training. And pretty much, this Edomite here, he's been messing with the Israelites. And pretty much these brothers went to a precept. I believe that was the book of Luke, breaking down how the Lord only came for the nation of Israel. And then this devil here said, you twisted that. And like Elder Pastor, I said, how the fuck did they twist it? They read it as it is written. And then this devil had the nerve to go to Matthew chapter 10, and we're going to get into that because he pretty much cut himself. He didn't even realize he cut himself. So we're going to get to it. Matthew chapter 10. And that's why, look, as the apostle said, just call the cops on these devils. Because at the end of the day, no matter what you say, no matter how much sound wisdom you bring, remember, they're the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear. They will not give heed.
Yeah, this is the devil you're arguing with. Their purpose is not to reason with you. It's just to dictate to you what the truth is. So we have two opposing forces that are dictating the truth, like telling you, meaning like we're telling you what the truth is. We're not negotiating with you. And that's the same thing that this devil is doing. So you're not going to get anywhere. All right. So he can say his piece and then move the hell down the street. All right. You twisted that. What? Twisted it into what? So what does it mean? All right. So when a anti-Christian says that doesn't mean, oh, they don't know what it means and they got cut. You twisted that.
Even if you break it down to the least common denominator, because they're not interested in the truth. They're interested in pushing that bullshit ass plantation / Renaissance / white supremacy Christianity. That's what you got to understand. You fucking guys out there don't get it. These devils are not concerned with battling in the scriptures to see who has the truth or not. Their thing is you come back to to your place. Get back in your place, Toby. That's what they want. They want Jake to come cowering down back to Massa. All right? But some of you guys, you're going to keep on doing it. Hey, whatever. Anyways, Matthew chapter 10 and 5. These 12 Yahushua sent forth and commanded them. This is a strict commandment that he gave the disciples. All right? Saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles, the other nations, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not. But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And as you go, preach, saying the kingdom of heaven is at hand. To who? To the Israelites. Now, he tried to go to the verse down here. I'm going to start at verse 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpent and harmless as doves. Right. Use wisdom when you dealing out here, and when you go out to teach this word. When you go to teach the Israelites, use wisdom. It says, but beware of men. This is even, Israelite men, right? These wicked Pharisees and Sadducees, for they will deliver you up into the councils, right? And that's where Yahushua was brought to first. He was brought to Caiaphas, Ananias, and all of them, He brought before council. Then he was sent to who? He was sent from there to Pontius Pilate, from Pontius Pilate to Herod, back and forth. You know the routine. And they will scourge you in their synagogues, and they did that to Yahushua, and they're going to do it. They did it to the disciples then. And, in these times, you're going to have examples of it also. It says, and you shall be brought. You dig? You shall be brought before. Did the disciples go there? The Lord said, go not into the way of the Gentiles and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not. This said, and you shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake. Why? Because of the testimony you held. Matter of fact, like the Apostle John, we were speaking about it at camp, how he was on the island of Patmos for the word of the Lord and for the testimony that he held of Yahushua. And he was charged pretty much with sedition. Revelation 1:9 says, I, John, who also am your brother and companion in tribulation and in the kingdom and patience of Yahushua HaMashiach, was in the isle that is called Patmos for the word of the Most High and for the testimony of Yahushua. Okay, so he was sent there. So meaning when you speak against this government, they're going to bring you before these kings and these governors. All right. And what are you going to do when you brought before them? Did they go to them? Did they say, well, you know what? Yahushua said, don't go to the Gentiles, but we're going to go to them anyway. We're going to talk to them. No. And you shall, back in Matthew 10:18, and you shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles. And there's plenty of scriptures that speak about, the Israelites or the prophets going to these different kingdoms and prophesying against these nations. Jeremiah 1:4, then the word of the Lord, Yahweh Shai, came unto me, saying, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. Right, because we are supposed to prophesy to the nations of what? Their destruction, their future.
It's plain to see they're just liars. These anti-Christians are liars. This is a old argument. Now we can look up. Well, we can look up the law. We can look up the prophecies. Let's go to the first one that popped in my head. It was Isaiah. So we look up Isaiah's 60th chapter. The sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, 60 in the 10th verse, and their king shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor I shall have mercy. All right. Sons of strangers. Nekhar. So this stranger is an actual stranger. All right, in the sense that it's not of the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. In extreme circumstances, you'll see this word to describe an Israelite in extreme circumstances. But normally, this would be designated for a actual heathen that is not of the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Not of the seed of Jacob. All right. Now, some versions of the New Testament Hebrew, under Cornelius, I believe you'll see Nekhar. All right. So if that's correct, it would have to be an extreme circumstance for Israelites that were, Hellenized and lost, a good deal of their culture through the generations. Some Israelites would label them Nekhar, but that's not usual. All right. Normally you will see Gar. All right. But here, it's this is referring to an actual heathen. All right, and the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor I shall have mercy. Therefore thy gates, and this didn't happen yet. All right, you didn't have kings of the other nations coming to King David and being their minister, being their personal servant. All right. When they came in, they got put to death. All right. Therefore, thy kings shall open. Therefore, thy gates shall be open continually. They shall not be shut. This never happened. All right. Day nor night. This has never happened. Okay. That men shall bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and their kings may be brought. This didn't happen. You had the king of Syria coming in, serving David on his knees, bowing down, worshiping, paying homage, and then he would get up and then pour drinks and, all right, get different items as he called. He smack clap his hands, and then the king of Syria, the king of Edom, would come over. That didn't happen yet. This is going to happen. All right. For the nation and kingdom that shall not serve thee shall perish. Yeah, these nations shall be utterly wasted, and it's not going to happen. They're not going to be wasted because they're all going to be in service. All right, kissing the hand, kissing the ring. God, Edom, king of Ishmael, coming down, bow down, kiss David ring. All right. This didn't happen yet. And they're going to be in continual service. These are the sons. All right. The sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and they that be despised. It's like, and they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet, and they shall call thee the city of Yahweh, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel. So this is I can keep going, but you get the point. This is a prophecy that did not happen yet. All right. And this is not just for King David and Yahweh Shai. This is going to be for Israel. All right. Starting with the first fruits. All right. And this whole chapter is good. So you can just read the rest of the chapter. So this proves it beyond a shadow of any doubt that the kingdom of heaven is going to be the nations in slavery. Isaiah, the 60th chapter. Let's read a little bit more on what the apostle's saying.
And on the other hand, prophesy to the elect of the nation of Israel of their salvation that's coming, and prophesy also to the ones that are not a part of the elect of Israel that they will be destroyed. All right, now when we go to Isaiah 34, right, and 1, come near ye nations to hear, and hearken ye people.
I gotta read this. This is why the Christians, the anti-Christians, can keep saying the same shit, and people still go to the churches, which they're in decline now. The so-called Christian church is in decline now, in America anyway. For Isaiah 60, in the 2nd verse, for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people, but Yahweh shall arise. But Yahweh shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. All right. So first, the first fruits, they're going to be lit up with the truth. All right. And then in the kingdom, the rest of Israel, and the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and the kings to the brightness of thy coming. All right. So whether it be the Israelite foreigners, all right. Yeah. Go with yeah. Let's look up, it's in the text. And Goyim. All right. Or the actual heathen that are going to be serving. All right. To thy light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising. All right. So the other nations are going to be serving Israel, because we're going to be literally be shining, glowing. All right. It says, lift up thy eyes and round about thee, and see all they gather together, all they gather themselves together, they come to thee. Thy sons shall come from far, thy daughters and shall be nursed at thy side. Come from afar. All right. It goes into the Israelite foreigners. All right. Which were all technically Israelite foreigners, but these are Israelites that are scattered within various countries that have adopted the customs of those countries. All right. They're going to come back into the fold.
Let the earth hear and all that is therein, the world and all that things that come forth of it. So this message is to the world, but there's different messages. The good news is that the Israelites will be delivered, in this case, the elect, but eventually the rest of the Israelites will come back in the kingdom of heaven through the ones that make it. And the nations' message is that you're going to be destroyed. And some of you will make it out of this destruction, and you'll go right into slavery. You'll be the first slaves, beginning with your leaders, your nobles, the very ones that, that the disciples and the prophets will be brought before to give a witness or a testimony against them. See, that shows you that these Christians are not very bright. You're trying to go ahead and, look, they went and talked to the Gentiles. See, they went to
Yeah, these Christians, these anti-Christians are not bright at all, because as soon as you bring out like a bunch of people going to slavery, and it tell you in the Gospels, the New Testament, because they respect the term New Testament, but they don't really know that the New Testament is the Old Testament. Is just you're not saved by keeping the laws. You're saved by election and grace. So, but it contains the same thing, and we're right now we're practicing, and in the kingdom we're going to bring it into full fruition, the keeping of the law, holy days, animal sacrifice, which will be known for sins, all right, and the judgment of the other nations. These are all prophecies and laws. It says that the bondmen and bondwomen should be taken from the other nations. All right. So everything's going to be enforced in our perfection. All right. Right now we're not in total perfection, but we're perfect enough. All right. If we're of the elect, the first fruits, to be delivered, and we're coming to our full power in the kingdom.
Yeah, but what did they say? Did they go to the Gentiles, or were they brought to them? Under duress. They were brought there. Because why? Because in the Roman Empire, you could not speak against the Roman Empire of another kingdom coming or another king coming, because that was deemed sedition. All right? And that's why they were brought before them. And then when they were brought before them, it's the Yahushua told them, you shall be brought before kings and governors.
Right. I want to make that point. I'll end the video here. I'll leave the apostles' video in the description box. Yes, the reason why the disciples were put to death, all right, the apostles, all right, they were put to death, and the different prophets and teachers that were being persecuted by the Roman Empire, it was because they were reading the laws and the prophets to them, and it was telling them that you're going into slavery. The king of earth and the universe is the Lord Yahushua, and this kingdom is going to be destroyed. All right. If you are not an Israelite, you were going to be a slavery in the kingdom. All right. They were reading Isaiah the 60th chapter. All right. It tells you that the king is going to be servants in the kingdom of heaven. All right. And that included the Romans. All right. Which were mainly the ruling class were Edomites. All right. And then you had certain Israelites that got it in the kingdom. All right. So you can't, on one hand, understand that the Israelites, the true Christians, were persecuted, and then deny the matter of fact that they were teaching. All right, they were teaching that the Roman Empire was going to be destroyed, that the Edomites were going into slavery. They were reading everything out of the laws and the prophets to prove their points. So they definitely came across Isaiah the 60th chapter, which says the kings are going to be servants to the Israelites, and that only the Israelites can be the Israelites are going to be the rulers in the kingdom of heaven, and the Israelites' kingdom was going to rule, and the gates are going to be open continuously. So that means what? Those Edomite Romans are going to be serving the Israelites, and we're going around preaching that. All right. They didn't skip over Isaiah 60 in Isaiah 63. All right. So I'll end it there. Hope you edified. Shalom.